guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Cat, and I'm back with another video, and I'm back with a story time this time as well too. So as you've seen from the channel, I have had 20 jobs in my lifetime, and these were throughout my younger 20s. I'm now 27 years old, so I've had a lot of jobs throughout my life, trying to figure out myself and where I wanted to be and everything like that. But I'm going to be turning 28 in December, and just for doing some reflecting, God has brought me a long freaking way, and looking back on it, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. And I know if my sister watches this video, she gonna be like, yep, you sure did go through that, yep. And I just find it hilarious at this time. So I wrote a list of all the jobs so I won't forget, because it's quite a lot. Now, I'm not gonna remember probably all of the timeline through like every single year, but I remember, you know, some of the years throughout the jobs I've been through. And if you see me sipping on, I got some sparkling kombucha, my Circle Fancy Dancy ice cubes. Let's get started. So my very first job was actually at Georgia Perimeter Bookstore. It's now called Georgia State, those little miniature campuses, but back then it was like Georgia Perimeter. And this was like, I think this had to have been back in 2013. I was around probably 19 at the time, and it lasted for a week. And I was just handling book bags like outside the bookstore, because they didn't want people having their book bags inside the store when they came in case they tried to grab anything extra or steal something. So I was management of the book bags and giving it back to people when they came out. Now, I never forget in an interview they asked me, have you ever handled a till before? I'm like, what's a till? I didn't know back then a till was actually a cash register. I was like, oh, good thing I wasn't handling money or anything, because I would have been completely lost. It was rush time. I would have been swamped. So I was kind of mad at first. I was like, I want to handle the real job and stuff, the cash register. Give me the cash register. No, they just and I'm glad I had the easy job, because that was my very first job. And guess how much I got paid for my first job for working 1 week? It only lasted 1 week. Guess how much? 125 smackaroonies. I was so happy. And I got like a paper check form too and everything. I was so happy I got paid. And guess where it went to? Nothing but food. That's right, F-O-O-D, it went to food. I remember me because I didn't have a car back then, so like I would be sitting at home and I would like get delivered this like pizza, a pizza all the time get delivered to me, since I didn't have a car to get my own food and stuff, because you know I was, you know, whatever my mom bought home at that time, that's what I was gonna eat. But I was like, I got my own money, I'm about to get me something good to eat. Okay, so that was for my very first job. So the second job I got was, it was on Irwin Street. It was this like building, and it had little multiple shops in the building, and it was for this little restaurant. And I was like, not server, but I guess I was a runner person, just to like pick up the trays and bring them back to the dishwasher and stuff like that. And I remember my sister, how did I find out about job? I think I found out about the job on Craigslist. That was my go-to place to look for jobs back then, was going on Craigslist. And because I didn't know nothing about Indeed, nothing about Monster, none of that. So I think I found the job on Craigslist, and I dropped my application, they called me back, and that was it. So I was working there, I think maybe for a month or two. I don't even know how long. It wasn't that long. So long story short, I got into a little argument with like one of the servers or something. It was like something small, I don't know. but the owner of the building, or I don't know, the owner lady, she was like, oh, we can't be having back and forth at the job and all this. So she ended up letting me go after that. And I didn't have a car. Let me tell you how I got to the job. It was like a bus, and I had to walk like 20 minutes after the bus dropped me off. 20 minutes. But let me tell you real quick. I was Marta Queen. I knew Marta like the back of my hand throughout these jobs. So I ended up getting fired. And I remember me calling my friend crying about the job I got fired from. Was like, oh, I got fired, can't believe that. Oh my God. Oh. That's exactly what I did on the way back home, but I just shrugged it off. No big deal. Eventually, and I don't even know how much that job paid, but let's move on to job number 3. Okay, so this is like my 3rd longest job I've had. Stone Mountain theme park. And again, your girl did not have a car back then. This was still like 2013. 2013. So saw they were hiring on the website. Actually, my friend was working there, and she was like, just apply to the job, just apply, yeah, you'll get on. Applied, got on, and took the bus there too. But here's the thing about this job right here, let me tell you. Again, Marta dropped me off only so far at this German bakery, like up the street. Because Stone Mountain Theme Park, if you know, there's the gate, and then depending on where you're stationed, you could be stationed a mile back from the gate, different shops or whatever. So not only because the bus doesn't go to the exact gate of Stone Mountain. So I had to get dropped off at the German bakery. That was the nearest bus stop. And I had to walk to the gate, which wasn't very far. Then I had to walk a mile to my restaurant I was stationed at. The restaurant I was working at was Big Rock Cafe. I was stationed there. Oh my God, I had to walk a mile in the cold, in the hot. I had to walk a mile to the job. Now, thankfully, like, I didn't really have to worry about catching the bus back for the most part. I think I remember my mom coming to pick me up or catching rides from time to time, but I hated to be that person that always needed a ride. But hey, I think everybody at some point in time is that person that needs to ride. And I like working there. The people were fun. I really enjoyed working there. Your girl was hustling. Your girl was like trying to get to the money and stuff like that back then. Well, I'm still am now. Don't get me wrong. So moving on to job number 4. Yes, the Buggy Bounce at North Lake Mall. So it was pretty much this trampoline, you got strapped in from the bungee cords, and you can jump as high as you want for kids or lightweight adults and stuff like that. It was like super fun. So I think I found the job again on Craigslist. So I ended up interviewing for the job, and I got it. And I like this job because I got dropped off at the mall, and taking the MARTA station to the mall was super easy. You get dropped off right in front of the mall, walk to the job, boom, bam. That's how you fix that. So it was 2 other people, adults working with me. And again, I didn't know anything about a till or how to work that. So now I know that the money that you start with, you subtract that at the end of the night. But I think I was adding to it some nights or subtracting it some nights. I don't know. It was a fun job. But I ended up getting fired because the owner called me and was like, your cash register's off and the money's off and do-do-do-do. You know, and when you learn how to count money, you call me back. That's what he said. He said, when you learn how to count money, you call me back. And he mailed me my check. So, and this was when I was trying to work Stone Mountain Theme Park, the Buggy Bounce, and another job I'm about to mention. I was trying to do too much on a bus line. How was I gonna have all these jobs on a damn bus line? No car. How was I gonna schedule this in? Anyway, moving on. So this is job number 5. This was Hippo Hop. So Hippo Hop was like a indoor play center for kids. It was small owned and everything. So I was gonna get paid $12 or $11 an hour. That was a lot of money to me at the time, paying barely no bills. $12. Oh, I was rich. I was rich. Yes, ma'am. I was gonna be the cook and the dishwasher back there and stuff like that. It's like, okay, cool. And again, I wasn't used to working high pace. So it was a high paced job, doing this, doing that, you know, like trying to get that down packed. And long story short, if you guess right, I ended up getting fired. Yes, ma'am, I did. But I ended up feeling rich that week because I got a last check from Hippo Hop for that week. I got a good check from the Buggy Bounce place. And I was getting paid from Stone Mountain. So your girl was like, ooh, getting checks in. Oh, wow, my mom was like, what's going on? What happened to this job? What's happened to this job? I'm like, and I will really never tell my mom what ended up happening. I was just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all done. Don't ask no questions. Just look, I got another job. That's all you need to know. This is job number 6. So the 6th job I was at was Chipotle. And I think I found it again on Craigslist. It was gonna make $8 an hour. I was like, okay, $8 an hour is good. And this was back in like, I think early 2014 or late 2013. And this was going to be a downtown Decatur. So again, I was taking the bus. And to be honest, I was trying to leave Stone Mountain Theme Park because it was just taking too much for me to get to the damn job. I mean, who want to walk a mile to get to your job after riding the bus all this long and getting up early? Your girl was tired. And I thought this would be easier. So I went in for orientation where they showed us around. And it was going to be a brand new Chipotle, and it was fresh, hot. We went in for orientation, about to get our t-shirts, showing us around and playing different games. So actually by one of the managers, and he was telling his story how he moved up, he started here, all that. So he ended up pulling me to the side after orientation, thinking about to get a t-shirt and stuff like that. He ended up like pulling me to the side and said, hey, your energy kind of seemed off, seemed like you didn't want to be here. So, you know, I don't want someone working like that in my restaurant. So I'm gonna have to let you go. I don't know what my reaction was. I don't know what I said, but I was just trying to be focused. I wasn't seeming like I didn't want to be there. I was just focused and into the moment. Like, that was kind of like the first job orientation was like super interactive and teaching us the back line, the front line. So I was just like, okay. So he ended up letting me go, walking back home, thinking like, gosh darn it, trying to leave Stone Mountain Theme Park and just can't get a break. Darn it, trying to leave this job. Ended up getting a check from the job for like $7.25. Like, y'all could have kept that, but I get it. Y'all gotta, you know, do what you gotta do. So yeah, that was my 6th job, almost working at Chipotle, almost. Okay, so we're at the 7th place I've worked at. Okay, so I didn't even get to do the job, but after I left Chipotle, was trying to do this little tax business. I was going to be their customer service person. I think again, I found it on Craigslist, and I ended up going into the office. It was right the end of, dang, what's that road? It was somewhere around like Georgia, Memorial Drive, because Memorial Drive is a long stretch. So I was okay, boom, because I don't have to take too many buses to get to this place. So cool. Girl, I ended up opening my mouth talking about I don't like the business card, so I didn't really like it. I thought I was too busy. Ended up getting like let go or something. I don't know, but so I was like, darn it, again, back at Stone Mountain Theme Park. So we're on to number 8. On my quest to try to leave Stone Mountain Theme Park again. Actually, at this time, I was on break or wasn't getting as many hours because again, I wasn't moving too fast. So the manager above my manager ended up like cutting my hours and putting me on like strike until I get my act together or something. I don't know. So worked at Little Caesars, and I think I only worked there for like a couple months, but I wasn't getting that many hours there too. So I was like the person making the pizzas. So the story behind Little Caesars was that I ended up going to the interview, a whole line outside the interview for Little Caesars. Ended up standing in the line, and again, I was on the bus line. And what I would do on the bus line most of the time, if I had to interview, I wouldn't wear my interview clothes on the bus. I I bought my like just regular clothes, took a book bag with me, and changed at like the nearest restaurant or something, business or something close by, so I can change it and change out of. So I ended up changing out of Zaxby's right there and into my interview clothes. So I stood outside in the, I think it was the cold or the hot, trying to interviewed me on the spot. And I forget if it was 2 interviews, but if it was 2, who the hell is doing 2 interviews for Little Caesars? I mean, you got to be joking with me. You got to be kidding me. But ended up getting the job, and it was cool for the most part. Like, I had a good time and everything like that. And I always meet good people at the jobs I've been to. For the most part, I can say I've made really good connections. You know, connections, I mean, most of them, of course, fade away. But while I was working at the job, was really cool. And the thing I liked about Little Caesars is that we would like remix the pizzas and stuff. So I remember my favorite remix of pizza was we would put this jalapeno cheese sauce as the sauce on the pizza, cheese, pepperoni and stuff, so it would be no tomato sauce. Shit was bussin'. Sheesh. Thing was good. So yeah, wasn't getting that many hours, but actually I'm thankful for that job, because at that time I was trying to get my license. I was like, I'm really trying to get a car. I really want to get my license. So I failed the first driver test, rescheduled the second one, because my sister took me to the first one, but she couldn't take me to the second one. I was really trying to get it done. So my manager at Little Caesars, I asked her on her day off, and I would pay her. I said, can you please help me, take me to my driving test, because I'm really trying to get this done. Because she had a car. And she ended up picking up me from my mom's house. We drove to my sister's house to get the car to take for my driving test. Took it to the gas station, fill it up. Took my driving test in that car, ended up passing. And I had to drop the car back off. Well, she drove. And she dropped me back at home. So I was super thankful for her, and she was super nice for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. So it wasn't paying a lot. It was fun and stuff for the time being. So I can say for the most part, it was a good job. I did enjoy the job. I didn't enjoy the long hours, but I enjoyed it for the most part. So yeah. Okay, so we are on to job number 9. Ended up working at this restaurant called Fork in the Road, and it was a North Lake Mall, and I was like the hostess person, the to-go person for that job. So I had to learn like serving tables, like the serving table and stuff like that. The owner was really cool, and this is what I learned, that, you know, I ain't gonna say it. Never mind. I don't know if that restaurant still exists, but you know, I ended up liking the job. It was super cool. And again, this is when I quit Stone Mountain theme park. I finally quit. It was around Memorial Day, and I just was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. I got another job. It's easier for me to get to. It's right in the mall right here. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I hated to leave, and I really hated to leave my manager like that, because she was such a good manager. And I hated to leave her like that, but I was like, boo, I'm walking a mile to get to my damn job every day. Like, yeah, I can't do it anymore, boo, I'm sorry. So, but the thing was about that job, sometimes I got off late and the bus would run, like, I had to walk a little bit to get to the actual bus stop I needed to in the mall. So I remember I ended up missing the bus one time, and I called my sister to come get me and stuff. It was just, yeah, it's like I had to catch the bus by a certain time, and the restaurant would be late. So I was just like, okay, well, you know. So I ended up leaving that job, I think after 2 months or something or whatever. So that was that. Met some great people. Well, I met some great people for the most part, but that wasn't my most memorable job since I didn't really stay long. So we are on to job number 10. Number 10. Now, this job I remember for sure was in 2014 for sure. This is like, yeah, this is where I started remembering. And this was a Dunkin Donuts. This was Dunkin Donuts. And this was down the street from my house. And again, your girl didn't have a car, but I didn't have to take the bus. okay, I could just, now don't get me wrong. The Dunkin Donuts in my house, technically from a car standpoint, it was down the street. But walking distance, girl, hold on. Let me get the exact calculation for you. How long I walk. Let me pull up maps, hold on. Yep, 5 minutes down the street. Ended up walking 2.3 miles to my job. And that was, and I had to be there around 6 a.m. or sometimes 5:30. So I ended up walking to the job. Sometimes I couldn't really get a taxi because back then it was no Uber, or I think Uber did start, but it was a lot of Ubers or Lyfts around me. So trying to get there. So I had to walk in pitch black darkness to the job. And that was scary, but thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. But I ended up making it and it was fine and everything, but yeah. And I had fun there for the most part. I had a good time. And I met some great people through the drive-thru, and I met some amazing people at the job I had at the time. And I was just the cash register person. And you know, so my camera ended up dying because it's like, who child going through all these jobs? I'm getting tired, girl. I need a break. That's what my camera is saying, I guess. So continuing on with Dunkin Donuts, worked there for like 8 months, and I finally got my car. I remember it was 2014. It was like December. It was, hold on. Wow, I want to say hi to the camera. See, hello. So I ended up getting a car while I was there, and first car story later, but yeah. So got a car while I was working there because I started like late 2014 at Dunkin Donuts, like later, and then in the car. So long story short, 2015, I believe, I ended up getting fired because I got into an argument with one of like the owner's workers or whatever, and I threw a biscuit at his head. And like, I was trying to leave there anyway because your girl wasn't getting paid enough. I wasn't getting paid no money there. I was not getting paid there that much at all. So which was fine because I ended up finding another job after that. Like I was about to start like next week, and I thought I could work 2 jobs, like the one at Dunkin Donuts and then my next job I'm about to mention, but I'm getting fired, which was fine. And I was just like, well, whatever, cool, fine. So yeah, moving on to job number 10. Finally, 10. So my 10th job was working at Cricut Wireless, and again, I found the job on Craigslist. And at that time, it was early 2014, had to be, and I didn't have a car, so I was taking the bus. And it was actually on Candler Road, that Cricut Wireless. It was next door to Little Caesars. I had fun at that job. I thought like the phone stores is where the money was at. I was like, oh, I ain't got to work no food job. Oh yeah, I'm about to be working in here. Oh yeah, no, just leave. You know, after you finish working, you just leave, clock out, no cleanup, no nothing. I actually enjoyed working at the phone store. I really did. Got a decent commission while I was working there. So long story short, again, your girl ended up getting what? Fired. Ended up getting fired. Or really just he placed, I don't know what happened, but he placed me on suspension or something, or put me on like he didn't say I was fired, but he put me on suspension, which I was like, okay. So that's when I actually got the Dunkin Donuts job. Like I was just riding home from the bus one day, and I was like, I should just apply to Dunkin Donuts. So, you know, Cricut Wireless didn't end up calling me back. And actually what ended up happening was that I worked at Dunkin Donuts first, ended up getting another job with another authorized franchisor, you know, at Cricut Wireless. So I worked at one Cricut Wireless with one company, and because it's owned by franchisees, and ended up getting another job at Cricut Wireless. So I was working at Dunkin Donuts and Cricut Wireless right across the street. I was so freaking happy. I was like, yeah, it's down the street from my house, down the street, whoop-de-whoop. Like, I'm about to be making the money. But that Cricut Wireless, the second one I worked at, ended up letting me go because he was like, you know, I'm not making enough money, you know, because the store had already 2 employees working, and he was like, I don't have enough money to support a 3rd person. You were the last one in. You're gonna have to be the first one out. So, which was fine. I was fine with that. So that's what ended up happening with that job, 10th job. This is actually my 11th job. And I ran out of fingers. I'm gonna have to start using my toes because I ran out of jobs. But so I worked at the liquor store, and I only worked there for a week because it was hard, because he was making me remember a quart and a pint and all these different sizes of bottles behind me, and then I had to learn cognacs and gins and all that, and I was like, oh sir, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what, huh? Then I had to learn what a short pack was, and the cigarettes, and the long pack. Then I had to know how to work the little lottery system. Child, it was too much. So I ended up getting let go, or I quit. No, I actually think I ended up let go from that job, because I wasn't learning fast enough. It was just too much for me. I said I had no experience, so I don't know why he thought I was gonna learn or anything. And when I think about it, I don't think I got paid for that job. I think he was just saying he was gonna see how it goes. So that was on the boo-boo. I probably need to call them and be like, you owe me money from 2014. Okay, so I know you guys are probably thinking, okay, like, where's the rest of the parts? Like, okay, like, is the video over? Well, I hate to do it to you, but I'm gonna have to do a part 2 because my camera battery keeps dying. I'm on my 2nd battery. My camera keeps getting hot because all the juiciness, I keep telling it, you know. So I'm just like, I'm gonna be forever recording all the jobs I've went to. I'm only through job number 11 at this point. I got like the rest of them to go. So I'm like, oh Lord, I'm not gonna finish this. So I'm gonna have to make a part 2. I'm sorry, I love you. Part 2 coming up soon though. I promise, like the day after, part 2 coming up soon. Love you guys, thanks for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, please. It's free, it's free. No reason why you shouldn't be liking and subscribing. I love you, and I'll see you in part 2. Mwah! Signing out. Bye.